My name is Olga Tu'zova. I came from Russia, but now I live in Italy because I came to complete my master's degree in lighting design. How did I come in lighting? Actually, when I was small, I was living more or less in the center of the city, and before big celebrations like New Year, we had a lot of lighting everywhere, I mean, around my street. And I was thinking that these people who are doing these kind of things, they should be magicians, because it was something amazing. I mean, I was walking and I couldn't believe that someone can work with in the reality. And then I became an economist. I wasn't a lighting designer from the beginning. I had no idea that there is this kind of profession. And then my father told me that he has a friend who is working with lighting design, and I just came to see what is it. And he put a design, like just printed design, drawing, and he put me two colors. It was yellow and pink. And he told me, okay, now draw whatever you want. Then, but I don't know how, I have no knowledge. He was like, just draw, how do you see the light? And I began to do it, and since that time, I never stopped. So, first of all, I like lighting for theaters, because I mean, it's just 1 second, but it's the second when you can change the word of a person, because it's something like a dance, it's something that gives you so many in such a small amount of time. So for me it's amazing. I still cannot understand how it happened. Another item that I'm interested in is health and light. So that's why I'm still here in Milan to make my PhD research. Because I really believe that one day we will nurse with the help of light, and I wish I could do as much as I can to achieve this. You know, my friend, she arrived this year to study also in Politecnico, and she's not lighting designer, and we went to see the lighting fest in Brescia. And she was walking and seeing all of this, and then she told me, Olga, but why it's so beautiful here? What do you think? I was like, no, I don't know, it's a lot of work. She told me, no, because it's lighting. Lighting is everything. And I mean, she's right, it's beauty, but it's not only beauty, it's something more deep. And this connection, for me, it's amazing. When in the first year I came here, I went in University of Blind People here in Milano, and they make an excursion in the dark space, like 1 hour and a half. You don't see the light, and there is just a guide who is telling you what to do, and she's blind also. And you feel yourself so different. I mean, you cannot see, and you can feel the person, that like, here is the person and here is the person, and you know which person is where. And when you come out of this space, you understand how strong should be what you can see. If without it, I mean, it's like this. And usually when you just leave, you don't think about this. I mean, you don't care, you just perceive lighting and you think that it should be like this. But actually, it's something that really influences your health, your perception. And after this excursion in the darkness, you should stay like 20 minutes in very slight light, in case not to harm yourself. And for example, if we go in a big city and all the time you're walking after your work, you're already stressed and you have dark light, and so it's very harmful, and we don't think about it in real life. I think that responsibility for lighting is much more than it used to be community, because usually it's said that, for example, an architect, he's responsible because if he's making something wrong, he will kill a person or something. In lighting, it's not like this, but we can also destroy. And so it's not about only beauty, it's something very, very strong inside. I would like to create a theater of lighting for children, because I think that children's, they have a perception and they can see the things that we cannot see already. And I made some workshops for children here in Milan and also in Russia, and it's amazing that like children come, they know nothing about lighting, but they can do much more than we can do with all our knowledge and everything, and they understand it like so fast. I think it should be something that they can play with from the childhood. They will understand it, like that it is good for them, this is bad for them. So it is my dream for now. Yeah, actually, all of my projects, that's something that I remembered now because it's very something. I was going to become a lighting designer for a long time, and so all my projects are something mine. But there were two. I made them with my professor, Paolo Clafiore, from Polytechnico also, and he's the lighting designer for shows, for theaters and shows. And we worked together for two performances, one in Teatro Piccolo in Milano, and another one in Naples. It was on the sea, it was very beautiful, but these two performances, they were very special for me because I understood that I'm really doing something fantastic, because I couldn't breathe. It was like 5 minutes before we start everything, before people came in the space and everyone was preparing the last things, and I was sitting there and I understood that I'm the part of something that doesn't allow me to breathe myself now, and it was really amazing. So I wish all the projects for all people who work with them would be something like this. For me, I think from the beginning, because when I started, there was nothing about lighting in Russia, and for me, I was trying to find any kind of job connected with lighting, and then when I decided to go in Italy, it was a big challenge because my family is in Russia, and it was something to change, and I wanted to complete my education and come back, and then I had to stay because of study and because of work also. And but now I think that it was great. Because when you live in one country and your world is quite closed, and now with this project, for me it's amazing that like you can live in Russia, and we have so many girls who are willing to do it, and they can communicate with people, I don't know, from London, from Milano, and they can see that the same women are working there, and they can contact, and they see that it's not only them who are doing it, because anyway, it's a challenge to do something that is not that well known in the country. And so for me, for example, when I came first in Milano and I entered my university, there were 50 people in my group. And I was sitting like this, like 50 people working in lighting in the world, 50 people. It's not only me and my teacher that made me paint this drawing, but 50 people. And then, like, I came in London, it was 50 people in one room from, from all over the world. And so the world is much bigger than we can imagine when we sit, in our seat, and we see just our colleagues. Actually, I think I'm very happy because I had amazing teachers. I mean, in my life, in all my companies, but she's not a lighting designer. She's my grandmother, and she was inspiring me all my life because she's 93 years old now, and her perception and how she's dealing with natural lighting and how she knows what is good for her, what is bad for her, and how wise is she. For me, it's something amazing. I mean, you cannot read it in a book or something. It's something that every day she's telling me about her day or her life or something. And I understand that she has such a big knowledge that you cannot find nowhere. So for me, this is an example how you should live your life and how you... For me, it's more nature because every day I see how wise is. I mean, you don't have to learn lighting. You just can see what is outdoor, and I think that we can make something the same. We can try to make something the same. We cannot create something better because it's already amazing how it's done, and it's amazing for health, and everything is so properly mathematically calculated that we can just do like this and it will be perfect for me. I think we don't have to break it, to change it, to bring something new, because we will not make something more healthy for a person. I think it's just, I mean, from the beginning it was a man's word because it was about beauty, it was about shows, it was about, I mean, if you're a lighting designer, you should carry this stuff, you should bring it, it's physically hard to do so. Still now, I mean, till now, for example, if I go in the theater and I tell I would like to work with you, they will tell me, excuse me, you cannot carry this stuff, so we prefer to take a man. And I mean, it's like this, but it was like this in all the professions, like for example, economics that I know, stock exchange. If you see these movies, if you watch some movies about stock exchange, you will not see women. Oh, yes, I buy, I sell, or something. It's all about men. So it's from the beginning. It was. I mean, now we are trying to change it, but it takes time. I think it will change because when we collaborate, we can make much more. Just go. I would like to say just go, just don't stop. I mean, even if nobody believes in it, you should do, because if you feel it in your heart that it's yours, you should fight for it. I know that it's really hard, and maybe now it's changing a bit, and I mean, there are already some universities and everything, but still it's hard, and you will find yourself.